Good morning. Welcome to Haiku Friday. Today is February 7th, 2025. Actually, I have quite a few haikus for you this morning. So let's not waste any time by sipping a hot beverage. First one, Eve. Eve writes, that's in some validity. I'm not, you know what? We are in the Haiku Friday Freedom Front bunker. But there's no reason to be harried, right? I mean, those British broadcasters, the BBC blasting over the airwaves during World War II were very measured and very elegant. So let me try to channel that, English channel that, if you will. Our first haiku, our first haiku this morning is from Eve. Year of the wood snake, feel vibrations under, world messages received. Oh, yeah. That was so yummy. Let me do that again because I don't think I wrote that. I don't think I read that correctly. It was like one line and I tried breaking it up, but I should have paid more attention. Let's do that again. Year of the wood snake, feel by Year of the wood snake, feel vibrations, underworld messages received. Okay, so that's a syntax for everyone there. Now we have a couple. Well, we have one from Max Q. It was long ago. I remember PCH before the troubles. I believe that's the Pacific Coast Highway. I believe. I believe. Okay, maybe or PCH might be something I don't know the kids are into. Who knows? Hey, we're doing some PCH. Here is one from Nikki. Moments of passion, florals and sweet confections. Love season is here. Oh, it is, isn't it? It is, isn't it, Nikki? It's Valentine's Day, a week from today. A week from today. So get your Valentine's Day stuff going, everybody. Now we have one from Bill. Bill, who's watching us from the Great White North. Last year's email blast. We love you very much, but it still makes me laugh. Now, that was Bill was referencing that it was only last year, I guess, that I thought I would be proactive and send out a message saying, I'm not going to be around for this Haiku Friday, next Haiku Friday. So blah, blah, blah. So I didn't know how to do that. And I went, I thought I figured it out. But what I did was I sent this message in reply to every message that anyone has ever sent me from Haiku Friday, which was thousands of emails went out. And it was crazy. Yeah, that's what you get for trying to take care of business. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. Good luck up there. Now we have a couple from Rico-san. First one, Sasquatch with a message. Watch out for those humorless, gun-toting fascists. Yes, yes. And that was in reference to something that I'm not going to talk about here. But here we go. Second one from Rico-san. Born to privilege, hostages of the future, helpless and alone. Yes. Yeah, I think so. I think it's a cold, cold world awaiting the Elon Musk's. He may be the first occupant of Mars, maybe. A one-way mission and maybe a Lego set to build when he gets there. I don't know. Thank you, Rico-san. Here is mine. I guess that's all. It seemed like I don't know, seemed like a whole crazy bunch, but that's plenty, right? Plenty. It's all about the quality, not the quantity. And here is mine. Speaking of quality, made for this moment, target rich environment, peaceful, fun tactics. Now, I think I could have wrote peaceful, fun antics would have been good too. So that concludes this very, very um, uh, formal part of Haiku Friday. If you'd like to stay tuned, I'll just talk about a little bit what's going on here. So here we go. Platinum members only. I am going to be off of Facebook. I think next week's going to be my last post on there. I'm hoping. Um, it has been a sad thing, even though I've tried to ignore some people that have people that I liked that have obviously gotten deep into this antichrist cult and have turned into zombies. So why would you want to, if you had a front giant window in front of your house and there were zombies out there and you could see your friends walking by who've been bitten and turned into zombies, wouldn't you want to close the curtain on that? Wouldn't that just be a little depressing? Hey, there goes Bill. Oh boy, he's a zombie now. I mean, I don't need that. And, it's becoming more and more obvious. And we'll talk about that a little bit more here. So, of course, the shitstorm continues, the dismantling of our government and the clownification and silliness that we look like to the rest of the world, that we just elected our own destruction. So that looks very silly to everybody else, and it's also very dangerous because we are the crazy people on the block with the most guns, right? So there are so many distractions going on right now. When it's always important when the goofy orange polyp decides to say something insane and the news media jumps all over it. Always look for what's really going on. So, like, for example, now the whole thing about taking over Palestine is the words he used. Um, that would be a war crime. That'd be probably, it would put us up there with Nazi Germany, things like that, if we were to really do that. Now, I don't think he's going to do that. Same as the Greenland and Canada and all that stuff. So look for what's going on while the news media is going crazy about this stuff, which I guess they have to because it is crazy and he is insane. And if they had been doing their job the first time and posting all the insane things he was saying at his rally and shitting himself on stage and all that stuff like that, then maybe dumbasses wouldn't have voted for him, but they did. And so here we are. So all to say, look for the other thing. So what was going on when the whole Palestine thing was going on, Elon Musk was stealing your information with 3 kids, trusted hackers going into the Treasury Department, stealing your information and doing what with it? I don't know. Selling it to Russia? Maybe. These guys have no conscience. I kind of think that it is an axis power of Elon, Trump, and Putin. It's my own belief. Same thing with like Greenland when they were talking about, oh, we're going to take over Greenland. Well, you know what else was going on? They were purposely taking over the legislative branch. And I don't mean by electing other Nazis like themselves. I mean by putting power, taking the power of the purse strings away from the legislative branch. And Elon Musk is part of that too. So there are real dangers here. Now, here's the thing that I find, I don't think it's hopeful, but it's an interesting sidelight, is that a lot of these folks who put it would think they were fascist and aligned themselves with Trump because he was going after all the people that they hate, the LGBT folks like me, the immigrants, people who speak other languages, uh, books that decry that call out fascists, things like that. That they were going to go after all these trans athletes. Ooh, that was really important to everybody. So while they were doing that, they thought, oh, we're going to put power to this person. But here's the big secret that they don't want you to know. That secret is simply that this new um, this new axis power of Trump, Musk, and Putin want to kill them as much as they want to kill us and take their money as much as they want to take our money. Their supporters they don't care about, and they are out to get rid of us all and take what we have. And it's becoming more and more obvious. I mean, think about it. When they eliminate U.S. aid, which prevents disease across other countries, this disease is across international and um, uh, also poverty lines. These diseases will strike rich people as much as poor people, but they eliminated that. So where we're able to stop these diseases in countries and keep them from coming here, um, they have eliminated that by eliminating the USAID. They also eliminated the CDC, which tells us about diseases. Um, you know, so it's this morning I read a quick article about how apparently they have said that uh, that the cat bird flu's been passed from to the cats, from chickens to cats to humans. And that article is up for just a moment on the CDC till they took it down. So, which is hopeful. There's some sort of resistance within the CDC was trying to get the news out, but they want you to not know about diseases so they can kill you. They also have the whole world against the USA now with their comments about Gaza. We look like Nazis. And of course, Greenland and Canada and Mexico. We're going to be hated around the world, which means it's going to be tough for us to travel. But also, those terrorists will be coming right here, and doing stuff to us because apparently we're not able to stop the evil. They're going to feel compelled to stop what they see as evil on their own, and they're going to commit acts of violent evil. So they will be out to kill us in that way. And boy, well, no, no, they won't. The FBI and the CIA will be able to stop that, won't they? Well, no, because he is dismantling, offering buyouts to FBI and CIA agents too. So they're going to be gone, which makes us more, it makes us more susceptible. So that's great. Um, yeah. And so, and then also he let out all the terrorists, and they were terrorists from January 6th. Because if you look up the definition of terrorists, it is simply try to enact political change through violent means. That's terrorism. Doesn't matter which side you're on. So the January 6th folks were terrorists, and he let them out. So look for that. That'll be coming up. That'll be fun. Um, so as far as stealing our money, right now, as we speak, Elon Musk, who's stolen all sorts of info from at least the Treasury Department with his kid hackers, is now running all that information through uh, AI, apparently, privately run AI. So it'll be interesting what AI tells him to do to people like us, right? That's good news too. Thanks everybody for voting for these criminals. Okay, so now those who voted for this arch criminal, this liar, this traitor, this convict criminal, what's going to happen when they realize that yes, he is out to kill them as much as he is to kill us? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Do you think their stupidity? They're going to say, "Oh, you know what? That's my bad, and I'll now admit my mistake and help out." Will they be angry at their friends, or will they be angry at Fox News, who they loved so much because it told them lies? Maybe they believe these are the end times, which Jesus never talked about in this fashion, and they're going to help bring about everyone's destruction, a mass suicide to bring Jesus back. And I think that happens and Jesus comes back, I don't think he's going to be particularly pleased with the people who dragged his name through the mud, and did all these terrible things. I don't think that's going to happen. These delusional people who have taken Christianity and subverted it to their own purposes by not talking about the New Testament, but by picking bits and pieces out of Old Testament works, stringing them together for a comfortable narrative of hate. I know it's not going to go good for them for that. So, will they admit all this stuff and say, oh, my bad? Or will they be, because they are in so deep, will they be like the person who is the abusive husband who finally realizes what he has done and feels the shame, but is unable to like admit the shame. So he kills his spouse and kills himself. I think that's probably the more than likely scenario. Although Fox News and the Republicans will get a little more mileage out of blaming trans kids for the impending economic collapse and health collapse of people because CDC is not going to be telling them anymore how to avoid being sick. So I think that's how it's going to go. This is the cult that they are in, and they will kill us and they will kill themselves in the process. But you know what? No one gets to pick the time that they live in. There's really not a clear way out of this mess. But I can say that telling the truth and being happy, doing peaceful acts of resistance, avoiding violence, embracing nonviolence in this is a way through this thing, personally and hopefully nationally. Um, Review your vows, review your oaths, review your baptismal vows if you were baptized, review your oath of office if you were commissioned in maybe the military, the police, fire department, whatever. You know, you know, look at your marriage vows, things you promised to do. You have a mission, and you have taken on many missions in this life. And let this just be another mission and do the best you can. There's not much more you can do than that, than just do the best you can. And here's another part of this thing that's really important to think about is that like a Star Trek episode where there is a creature that feeds off of the fear and the anger and the hurt. This is who they are. They feed off of your fear, anger, and sorrow. And you know what? We're human beings. We're going to feel these things. I would suggest, and this is just me, don't show it to them in a public fashion. If you have to grieve, grieve privately. If you're angry, don't let them see this. You know, as a trans woman, I run around Spokane, and you're looking at my uniform that I wear when I run around Spokane. Now, I know there are plenty of hateful. There's plenty more great people than hateful people, but there are hateful people there. Now, do you think that they would be more happy, these haters, to see me running with a frown on my face and angry, or with a smile on my face? Because I'm a trans woman, I'm under attack by these people, uh, and I'm having a good time. So that's what I'm doing. I'm also doing some small acts of nonviolent protest that are weird and funny, and hopefully will make people think a little bit. If nothing else, to give people hope that they're not alone in this whole thing. And you know what? Talk to your friends about what's going on. That's a good thing too. Uh, but do not. And you know, I try to keep this podcast or this video as clean as possible. But I need to use the F word in this. Don't give these antichrist agents a fucking thing. Laugh. They are pitiful, weak, and stupid, and evil. Evil. Um, so watch them shrink under your overwhelming acts of peaceful resistance and creativity. You know, I was thinking about a story I heard about World War II during the bombing of London by the Nazis. When that happened, there were plenty of Londoners who were under psychiatric care before the bombing started, and lots of anxiety and lots of depression. But when the bombing started and they needed air raid marshals and people were huddled together underground, taking shelter from the reign of terror of the Nazis, they found that almost all of the and um, mental illnesses had left. Anxiety and depression had lifted because there was a sense of purpose. and a sense of survival. So I would invite you, and I know I suffer from my share of those illnesses, but I do say that I am buoyed by having a new sense of mission, which I haven't had as much of since I retired from the fire department, but I do have a sense of mission and it makes me feel good. So, as sad as it is that we have to deal with this stuff and we're never moving forward, you get to be an agent of change. You get to be a shining star in this thing. So, anyways, let's be public. Let's do amazing work because this is an amazing time to shine. Ironically, this shitstorm has brought so much focus and clarity to the times we live in. So let's do that. You can shine. I am with you. Send me your haikus. Go to haikufriday.com. Like I said, if you're watching this on Facebook, um, I'm going to be leaving Facebook very soon. And so you can go to my blog, which is spokanorama.blogspot.com. If you search Spokanorama, that's Spokanarama. I don't make it easy on myself. You're going to find my websites. You're going to find all sorts of stuff. And I think there are links on haikufriday.com, but if there aren't, if you want to be a part of the Haiku Friday Freedom Front, by the way, that's 7 syllables, pretty easy to work into a haiku. If you want to be a part of that, go to haikufriday.com. If you want to do a small act of creation and just sit with it, maybe you meditate, maybe you pray. Think about, I did this thing. How does this make me feel? I suspect it's going to make you feel good. And think about how you can reach people by sending me your haikus and I will read them. And they can be about beauty. They don't need to be about the destruction around us, right? It's a beautiful world that we've been given. Um, and I love you all. And I thank you all for tuning into Haiku Friday, especially this very long one. And I know I kind of a gas bag this morning, spouting off stuff, but needs to be said, needs to be said. Okay, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me. I'm on Substack again, Spokanorama. I'm all over the place, but I will not be on Facebook and will not be on Instagram. I think next week will be the last one. Cheerio. Bye now.